Now I want to know if you can hear me. Doesn't seem that way. I don't hear nothing. Oh yeah, you have to turn on the volume. I always forget. I think I hear it now. Oh my. Okay. So, it is 3:37 in the morning. And I'm making myself a little coffee for this live. I just put up a little video that I tried to do with screen share, but I didn't know how to stop it, put it on me and talk, and then go back onto the quote-unquote screen share. I exited out of screen share and it cut off my live. So I'm not very good with live. I don't have a lot of time to do them all the time in order for my brain to remember how to do them. And because of my eyesight and with the pressure and everything, my brain doesn't necessarily retain information as readily as it used to, especially if I'm not doing it all the time, or if I intermingle a lot of I don't want to call it technology, but different formats. You know, if you, like, for example, I'm going to probably at some point in the next month or so, maybe two, start working on web pages. In that situation, you're working with HTML and you're actually writing a web page, and then you have to figure out how to upload it and transfer everything onto a server. And then you got to figure out, you know, what camera converts in what frame and what program converts the video that you recorded on that camera into a format that you can upload to different websites on the internet. It's all fucking mumbo jumbo after a while. Right? So anyway, I am just testing this out. I'm on my Windows 10 now computer, and I bought a better camera, so I would suspect that there is no flashing, which we're not getting, which is good. So that problem has been solved so far. I haven't installed BitChute onto this computer yet. Not BitChute, sorry. Oh, what am I thinking? XSplit. I haven't installed XSplit onto this computer, and when I do, that's when I'm going to try and do my live streams through them. But again, you know, you're having to deal with another format and, you know, another operating software system, right? That, you know, if you don't do it all the time, it can get gummy, right? So that's why it's always a test with me. If you notice in this title, it says always a test. Which reminds me, I did try to put in a poll. I don't know if it's available because it's a test. I'm just checking this out. You know, obviously talking into the wind by myself as usual. But that's okay. Sooner or later, I'll get it together. Right? So anyway, because my Windows 10 is over here and not, you know, my mouse, right? It takes a little while sometimes to catch it. And with my eyesight, I can't necessarily see it. And then it doesn't want to move, and then I have to hit it, and then I break it, and then I have to go find a new one. Right? So there's always something. Here we go. What I'm looking, like, I don't see no poll. Maybe if I click on that. No, there's no poll. I thought I put in a poll. So the poll didn't come through. Well, I'm trying. So what I wanted to do, I'm making myself a coffee. I think I hear my water boiling. So I'm going to make my coffee, okay? And then I'm going to unplug these and then I'm going to turn on that individual, and we're just going to listen. But I'm not going to put it into screen share because it will, right? And I'm going to make my coffee, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to continue listening, and then I'm going to talk about it just for a little bit, right? Because ultimately this is a test, right? There's things that I'm working on that individual, and we're just going to listen. But I'm not going to put it into screen share because it will, right? And I'm going to make my coffee, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to continue listening. See, that's the thing. I don't know if I can. I want to listen for a second. I'm working on that individual, and we're just going to listen. But I'm not going to put it into screen share because it will, right? No, work. Make my coffee, fucking doesn't work, people. Back and I'm going to continue. See, that's the thing. I don't know if I can. Nope. I'm going to go make my coffee. Listen for a second. I need another computer. That's what it is. Right here. My Windows 7. I have to get it reformatted, and I think I'm going to turn it into a Windows 10. Mm-hmm. Because then I can have what I want playing, and we can listen to it as I talk to it without it getting into that looping stage because I'm having to leave my speakers on. I need another computer. That's what it is. Right. I can't. Because then I can have what I want playing, and we can listen to it as I talk to it without it getting into that looping stage because I'm having to leave my speakers on. I need another computer. That's what it is. Right. I can't. I'm going to go make my coffee. Because then I can have what I want playing, and we can listen to it as I talk to it without it getting into that looping stage because I'm having to leave my speakers on. I need another computer. That's what it is. Right. I can't. I'm going to go make my coffee. Because then I can have what I want playing, and we can listen to it as I talk to it without it getting into that looping stage because I'm having to leave my speakers on. I need another computer. That's what it is. Right. I can't. I'm going to go make my coffee. Because then I can have what I want playing, and we can listen to it as I talk to it without it getting into that looping stage because I'm having to leave my speakers on. I need another computer. That's what it is. Right. I can't. I'm going to go make my coffee. All right. I turned off my speaker. I suppose I could plug this back in. I'm still hearing something. Oh boy. Okay. So, what I wanted to do, I can't do. Okay? Until I either download XSplit, try it that way, or, well, I'm not getting another computer anytime soon. I have my other computers that I just got sweet, and I gotta set them up for making web pages and stuff like that. Non-profit stuff. That's what I'm going to be doing. Right? Because I guess I'm still working on it. I got some people in the States that are interested in helping me. So I said, that's good. That's good because it keeps me going. And there's some hope in there. Right? And because we're dealing with different states over a period of time, What's going on with my... Oh, that was the flashlight. That was just the flashlight, okay? We know there's energy weapons going inside and outside my house, but in that instance, it was just the flashlight, right? So anyway, as I was saying, I can't do what I wanted to do, so I'll just keep with the gist here in terms of what I wanted to say at some point while I was doing this, was that, you know, hopefully with the different, I don't want to say rules, but with the different orders, you know, with the different expectations and boundaries and, you know, drawing that line in the sand, that kind of thing in the United States of America, you know, I'd like to think that there's some flexibility in there and that we could actually move with rhythm, right? In terms of, you know, it's almost like freedom to some degree, even in these times, because as it is with me sitting up in British Columbia, Canada, up in the Great White North, basically all by myself, with my grandkids and a few other people around me. There's not much movement because of what my government's been doing, and that's why I wanted you to listen to this individual with their update in regards to what's going on in this province and as to how it becomes just another contributing factor to the oppression and suppression of the foundation that I work on and have been working on for 21 years. So it's being documented that the founder of New Nations Unity, aka New Foundation for Community Partnerships, is extremely frustrated because I'm not going to be the one that's going to be saying, give me your passport before you cross the gate. Because when I do an event, there's not going to be no gate. And that's why it's important that we listen to what I'm up against. For those that are taking an interest in maybe helping me with the foundation. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, for what little time I have left on this earth, it would be great if I could actually enjoy myself like the good old days, as Uncle John would say. Think about that one. Am I angry? Damn right I'm angry, people. 21 years is a long time, okay? And then to be facing the things that I'm being faced with as if I have never been discriminated against in my whole freaking life. And how dare anyone that comes into Canada crying, oh, discrimination, oh, discrimination. I'm an immigrant of this origin, ethnic heritage. I'm an immigrant from this origin, ethnic heritage, and so on, crying on about being discriminated against. Well, you know, welcome to the new Congo, because it seems like discrimination is the new fad. It's the new trend in society. But for me, it's nothing new, okay? And I'm here to remind you that if you come crying when you want to celebrate how you were here 100 years ago and you were discriminated and you were made to sit out in the fucking ocean on a boat, didn't matter if the sharks ate you or not, and now you want to say, we're going to discriminate you against you because we've got a piece of paper saying that somehow we're better than you. I don't think so. It ain't going to happen. No, not quietly, that is. Right? Not quietly. And just to show you that discrimination, that's why I put that individual on with that video just before this one, to so that you can hear it from the horse's mouth, and you can go look up that particular mantra and hear the whole segment for yourself. If I could have done screen share and did comment on it, I would have done that, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. Okay? That's where I think XSplit's going to come in. They have more options. Facebook doesn't seem to have any options in regards to flipping things around. And if they do, I don't know how to use them. It's too complicated. but it doesn't mean I'm a quitter. Okay. Oh, speaking of that, I just want to say, I don't know. Somehow I've been snagged into this targeting of individuals and their network. Okay. And you know what? My family's been a targeted family for a long time. So it's a good fit. But in regards to the people who have been requesting to become my friend because of this group, aka network of targeted individuals that obviously are in distress, and trust me, I know how you feel. And you know, for the most part, I've been accepting the friends requests because it's always that, you know, strength in numbers, and we're not alone, and we'll get through that tunnel, right, together, kind of thing. And that's kind of what the premise of the foundation is about. You know, we don't discriminate. Okay? So I just want to say thank you for the invite if you watch this video, and thank you for the support, because I don't think you, maybe some of you do, just come and randomly become a friend without actually going to their page and looking around and seeing what they're about. Anytime anyone befriends me, I go to their page and I try and, you know, because some of them make you can't see nothing. So maybe I'll accept, maybe I won't. It depends. But at the end of the day, I just want to say, you know, I guess you can say God bless you and strengthen numbers. And, you know, I know it's real when it comes to the targeting of individuals and the targeting of families. So I think the more of us that voice that and stand our ground, I think the better it is for society in general, because it's like a cancer, right? Nobody becomes safe to it. You think you might be if you're a sellout to that type of program, but at the end of the day, just as fast as they sold us out, they're going to sell you out, right? And currently we're dealing with something that's far beyond, I guess you could say, the human realm. Okay, whether it's artificial or whether it's, if you want to call it organic, what kind of organic elements, I don't know. That's still up for debate. But at the end of the day, you know, the world and the universe is a big place, and we're not alone. So, you know, I catch little spiders. My little grandson Andre, you know, I'm teaching him how to catch spiders and release them. And really, has anyone ever stopped to think how many spiders are in the world on a grand scale, considering how many spiders live in our houses and how many spiders live in our just personal yards? I say that only because I've been working in my yard for 11 years and I've come across many, many, many spiders. And normally when I'm like at a certain time of year, when you get those ones hanging between the trees, they make their big webs, and then they're like between things, and you come along and you just barrel right through them because you can't necessarily see them, especially me with my eyesight. You know, I don't even bat an eye at them, right? And when they're in the house, you know, right, if they're close by and I can catch them, I taught Andre how to catch spiders and then release them and give them a lucky day. Because, you know, ultimately, there is so many of them. You could be killing spiders all day and you'd never get rid of them. So why would you kill one thinking that you're making a difference? You're not. And if you really listen to the spider, you know, it's on the floor, you come with a rag, you gently just put the rag, gently hold it so you don't break its legs. You run to the door, you go outside, you either let it go, put it down and it will crawl away, or you shake it and it goes, right? And as it's going, you can hear it saying thank you. That's what I tell my grandson. So hopefully when he becomes a man, he'll catch spiders and release them once in a blue moon, depending on where they are and how inconvenient it is. You know, it's a quick death because it is ultimately just a spider. But I would probably say 98%, almost a good 99% of spiders that I come across, I will take the time. It's only a few minutes at best to capture them and to release them. So, you know, I figure they have their own little network. kind of like trees. People think, oh, it's just a tree standing by itself. That's not true. Trees, they grow out roots and they interconnect with each other under the ground, and they actually speak and sing to each other, and they bring harmony to the planet. Not only that, but they also filter the air and the water. We know that, right? And provide oxygen. That's a big one. So, spiders, with just the amount of numbers of them in relation to the numbers of trees, you can almost say they're equal as what do they call? And, I can't think of the word. It's sentient? I think it's called sentient being, something like that. Sentient? Something like that. I really wanted to have this playing in the background so that we could actually sit here and listen to this individual. Then I could stop the recording and then I could make a comment on it, because that is the most precedent issue facing British Columbia, Canada right now. It puts on way too much pressure on the human psyche. And when you're dealing with an outside source in terms of a foreign entity, whether it directly stems from a foreign country with some, I wanted to say clown, that speaks with an accent that thinks he rules the world with his minion bitches, right? I kind of wanted to say that, but it's a little more than that, I think. I think that some of these countries have taken it upon themselves to use technology to import their agenda and their species into the general population that is detrimental to humanity. I'm tired. And I'm slurring. I'm getting drunk off of coffee. So anyway, do we talk about good times coming or bad times ahead? Or bad times in the present? I don't think anybody can realistically think in an honest way that there are good times ahead, like the good old days. I think any good times that we'll have, we kind of have to somehow find a way to create it for ourselves. And this is a reason why I'm doing this live stream, because, I'm working on that nonprofit, still pushing that goodwill, even through all the bad, whether personal or whether social and communal, right? I mean, you have to talk about the bad in order to be able to talk about the good, right? The good is that the envelope is still being pushed, okay? In terms of it's a movement under a groovement. Hey, an ex-solution under a revolution. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Huh? Obviously, I'm being a little theatrical here right now. Right? But you see, it takes a certain kind of personality to be able to get up on a camera and be a public figure. Right? Isn't that true? It's like you have to season the bean. It doesn't happen overnight. That's why people become media whores, because they get addicted to the attention. It's true. Right? And I guess it really depends on the message that you're trying to sell. Right? You see, that's why I feel comfortable with it, because I know that my message is pure. It always has been pure. God gave me an opportunity to make a difference in the world, and I acted upon it. Right? And at this point, considering all things said and how other people's lives are in regards to worse than mine, I still feel that I don't want to say I'm self-empowered, to keep the, I guess I am, I'm self-empowered to be able to still keep that torch alive. But in order to be able to keep that torch alive, there has to be, to some degree, the gift of the gab. And that's all I'm doing right now, people. I'm just practicing on that gift of the gab. We can thank Uncle John for that one, because Uncle John, I talk his ear off, and he would sit there, drink coffee after coffee after coffee. It'd be 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're still talking, okay? Uncle John was the one who taught me all about politics, because he was the janitor in the Parliament buildings, the BC Legislative Assemblies, okay? And he told me all their dirty secrets in terms of who and what these individuals really are and what they really do. However, when Uncle John was working in those days, right, the government actually respected their employees and treated them well. The government actually respected the general public and had the general public's interest at best, okay? And then I don't know what happened, but it's basically like our parliaments have been taken over by something else and are completely devoid of connection, okay? To the public, that is, outside of self-interest groups that are capitalizing off of the demise of the misery that's created through bad governance, self-serving governance, through media whores that are addicted upon themselves and cannot control their own gluttony or thirst for blood. How about that one? Anyway, I am working on some positive stuff here, okay? I'm allowed to do that. All right. I wish my eyesight wasn't going on me, because it makes life so much harder. And the way I'm going, I probably will end up going blind. And of course, I wouldn't say I'm in denial of it, because I'm accepting of it. I always said that if I actually do go blind because of what's going on with my eyes, that's the time that I will take to learn to play piano, because what else are you going to do? And maybe I'll write books or something through voice. Who knows? And that's assuming that I'm even here on this planet. Okay? So, but it's hard for me to see, so things get hard to do. And, it takes a little longer sometimes. See this little hat? Like the good old days. Everything's so blurry. It looks like I have beautiful eyes, but really, everything's so blurry. I'm starting to see like Uncle John was looking. But he had his family looking after him. He had me and the kids. That's why he loved his people, because we look after him. We were his eyes. And then the government took that away from him for money. And to sabotage everything that Uncle John worked really hard for, right along with me, with this foundation. I don't know. I have to see. I'm waiting to see. There we go. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah. I like that hat. That's a nice hat. That's a nice hat. These are for the kids. I should put one of these on Amari and do a little feature video. There's an idea. Andre and Jude too. I'll get the 3 kids up by the rocket stove wearing the G Kids hats. That'd be cool. Right? And then we're going to start a little G Kids group. Andre and his friends. Yep. Yep. I'm waiting to see what I look like with this hat on. Right? At least with me watching my live streams, we know that we've got a legitimate future. In other words, I got 21 years of history, okay, backing me up with my foundation, all right, with a business number in good standing because it hasn't been used. It hasn't been used and it hasn't been abused. How about that? All right? So, all it's going to take is a handful of people to rock the planet under that X revolution, bringing in solutions like the good old days. Now, you see, this would be a time where it would be good to go into screen share and bring up my website. As a matter of fact, let me see. No, it will start looping again. But I want to end it on that, okay? Because honestly, it's getting late. It's like 4:10 in the morning and I am kind of tired. Although I don't know how fast I'll be going to sleep because I had a little nap. But I don't know if I can screen share this. See, I don't know how to access screen share. None of that crap. I think I got this plugged in. Yeah, no, I can't even do this. I got this plugged in. That's not going to work. I don't know. I don't think I can get into screen share while I'm doing a live stream. I can't. I don't know. I don't know how people do it. I think they use other streaming services like StreamYard or that kind of stuff. Right? I don't think I can hook into this right now. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh. Let's try it. If I get kicked out, we know that's what happened. Assuming that I can do this. I tried to create a poll. Here, create poll. Do I create the poll when, yeah. That didn't work. This is where I start to feel stupid because I'm trying to figure out how to do this. And with my eyes going all buggy, it doesn't help. Don't ask me how I'm going to make web pages, right? Because that gets into some nitty-gritty stuff, man. All right? One tag out, it can screw up your whole web page. Or it's spaced too much. Right? Good luck finding it. Yeah. Good luck finding it. So I don't know how to add in screen share now. I don't think I can. So that's okay. So what we're going to do, maybe we'll try it this way. Let me see. What do I want? We'll bring in a little Peeps fashion. Hold on. And then I'll turn the camera around and see what that does. All right. When there's a will, There's a way. Remember that. Okay? People have forgotten those little, I don't know what they're called, but when there's a will, there's a way. So, what is the best way of dealing with this? Unplug this. I'm working on ending this video. I don't know when I'll come back because I'm very busy. I'm tired. I just didn't want to move around. And so that's why I decided to try this. Since I'm sitting here anyway, you know, it's kind of like multitasking, right? Because eventually I do want to get good at it. Eventually. But I'm going to need XSplit or something else to use in order to be able to do this better. So for now, we just have to work with what I got. If I turn on the volume, we know that we're going to get looping. Right? But, I don't know. I just want to end it on a good note. I'm going to see if I can work on getting my costumes more organized, up for sale. They've been hanging in a closet for, oh my God, some of them I made in 2005, I think. 6, 7, around that time. We'll take it as far back as 5, when I was living in that shanty shack. I had 3 dressmaking forms all in a row. My table was like wide open. I used to run 5 meters of fabric at a time on my table. Well, I'd go through 5 meters at a time, cutting everything out and then sewing like 3 different outfits at one time on those dressmaking forms in different sizes with the basic fabric that I cut out in terms of that 5 meters, not including the piecing that went in with it, right? Because it wasn't just one fabric. There was a combination of fabrics. And in those days, you know, I just kind of wanted to get back to like the good old days with the long flowing, you know, just, you know, women, they've gone into such skimpy stuff that, yeah, I understand that. It's all good, you know, within reason. And I wanted the more, just, I don't know, feminine, I guess you could say. Feminine with the long flowing outfits. So I just took a couple years and I just did that. And then I did a couple of fashion shows with those outfits. That's when I was working on building on the nonprofit and that kind of stuff and securing the federal trademark and whatnot. So I was, you know, in a few clubs here and there doing little fashion shows and with my outfits that I made. And then, of course, you know, raising a family, 5 kids, going through this, going through that. They just stayed in the closet under plastic. Many of them. Some of them are gone. Some I gave to Sierra when she was, you know, trying to get on the right track of not doing drugs, and she was robbed. And a few of them I sold, but most of them just stayed up in the closet. So hopefully this winter, as I'm working on web pages, I might be able to start working on a little, like, build on this page. Build on, just the foundation. So I'm going to turn this around for a minute. This is the only way I know how to do this, okay? Are we going to go into that little zoomy thing? Now my arm is going to get sore. So what happens? Oh boy. Funky mouth, funky eyes. Okay. And I'm going to turn on the volume, even though I've got everything in order here now. I just changed this mouse. It's because I got my computer over there and my mouse is there. Right? As you can see, and this mouse is not working. I don't like that. I don't know if my computer gets hijacked or what. Sometimes I think my mouse gets hijacked, but it's probably just another old mouse. I have to buy a new mouse. So what I want to do, just for fun, turn this on. Well, I can only imagine what it sounds like. So at least something's connecting in my head, right? In terms of, we know why it's looping. I just don't know how to fix it. So, anyway, I'll see if I can install XSplit into this computer and muck around with that for a bit. And hopefully these live streams will get better. Okay? I mean, like, isn't that what life is about? Getting better at things versus getting worse. Currently, our government wants it to get worse for millions of people, while only some prosper. And yes, we had that problem before, but nobody, I don't think anybody has the right to ever call discrimination again if what's going on in our community isn't rectified. Discrimination isn't related just to skin color. Okay? You see? I can't see nothing. I have to turn on a light. Oh boy. This is what I go through all the time. I have floodlights. I want to bring them upstairs and turn them on. One bulb is broken, but boy, when it lights up, oh, I'd be in my glory. You know, I'd be able to see much, much better. The problem with that, though, is once I get outside and it's too much light, then everything gets cloudy. Right? Because, you know, just always running around with that 50 and above PSI. And I've been like that for years. And I'm constantly under a fluorescent light. Without a cover yet, which makes it 10 times worse. So I just want to see if we're back to normal on this. Oh, I'm hearing music. It's looping, eh? Oh, see? Screen's all bright. It's dark in here. Just close your eyes and meditate. These are my DJ headphones. Oh, I so want to bring out my DJ equipment. You don't know. You don't know, man. I do. And then I gotta go like this. Okay, I don't know what the hell I was listening to. I was listening to the recording on my computer with my headphones, so of course I'm rocking. But you didn't hear it. So you're probably thinking, what's that girl doing? Right? Is that how it goes? I think so. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be doing live streams through the hosting of Facebook. I really need to challenge myself and put on XSplit. Yeah, I do, because I think I look like a fool right now. Anyway, I'm out of here. So we just click on end live.